you will learn a new story. And the name of the story is Deepwater by William O. Douglas. If you write William Douglas story. Now, this story that I am going to tell you today is one of the finest stories on how to make impossible possible. Look at the title. The title of the story, Deep. Then what? When you see the title, it seems to you as if the story is going to be a story of frightening experience. Understood? What do you call frightening experience? The experience that you gathered out of reading this story, understood, will teach you how to make impossible possible. How will you make impossible possible? To make impossible possible, all we need to do is we need to know how to get over the problems of life. If you are alive in this world, you have so many problems in your life. Number one, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing that make you start experiencing problem is the dizziness. Number two, drowsiness. Number three, weakness. Number four, your unwillingness to get up from bed. If you have these problems, these enemies that prevent you from waking up early in the morning, then think how difficult life is. If you think it is very easy, those who are alive have the best time of their life, no. Then I'm telling you, what according to you is happiness? Tell me, can you tell me what according to you is happiness? What is happiness? If you are asked a question like, what is happiness to you? Can you tell me? To eat the best food, to have the best friends, to have the best time of your life, to mix with those who we cannot think of, to read in the best schools in the town. If these are happiness according to you, I'm sure you are wrong. Happiness is in like the eyes, understood, is in the mind. And this is why Swami Vivekananda was called Swami Vivekananda. Do you know why was Swami Vivekananda was called Vivekananda? A mind full of happiness. So instead of filling your life with the most valuable objects that you are proud of, that you feel proud of, instead of filling your mind with the notion that having these people in my life, having these things in my life make me happy or the happiest person on earth. No. To be the happiest person on earth, all you need is a mind full of happiness. How can you keep it full? How can you fill your mind with happiness? It comes from doing the best thing. What are these best things? Keeping yourself aloof from the material existence. Keeping yourself away from the things that disturb you from leading a good life. The drowsiness that prevent you from waking up early in the morning, the weakness that you feel in bed, and that is the reason of your waking up late in the morning, are your enemies or not? These sort of enemies, hidden enemies, besides those who are outside, are the obstacles that you have to get over if you want to have a good life, good future. Think of how many sacrifices you have to make. If you think cracking a very difficult exam is very easy. No, my dear. If you think like that, you are wrong. Because life is full of problems. If you solve one problem today, wait for another one tomorrow. If this is how we understand life, nobody can prevent us from reaching our goals. And what is the goal of your life? To live your life or to lead the happiest existence on earth. When you say existence, it means from start to finish, from the beginning of life to the death, from the end. During this span of time, from start to the finish, you will keep yourself what? Away from those enemies that disturb your happiness. And where does this happiness reside? Hello? Where does happiness reside? The residence of our happiness is our mind. And to fill your mind with heavenly happiness, understood, you need to live the life of a saint from the very beginning of your life. And this is the reason the Hindus, those who practice Hinduism, read Bhagavad Gita at the start of the day. If you read 4 or 5 slokas in the beginning of the day, understood, you will succeed in freeing yourself from the mean qualities that prevent you from achieving your goal, that prevent you from getting what you want. Those things will get defeated if you read the holy book Bhagavad Gita. This is my suggestion. Don't think like I am Vaishnava, I am Muslim, I am Christian. Don't think like this. Understood? Always think that I am a human being. If the holy book of a particular religion helps me to free myself from the mean qualities of life, I must not hesitate to read that. Isn't it? Will you have hesitation? This story of William O. Douglas is going to tell us the story of how a boy, our biggest enemies of life, called fear, understood, was defeated by him. It is a story of defeating our fear that actually dwells, that lives, that resides in the mind of those to whom life is a burden. If your life is a burden, it is you who is responsible. Nobody has made it a burden. If you have become the beast of burden, it is only you who is responsible for being called a beast of burden. It is you who made yourself a puppet in the hands of those who play with your life. So, it is high time you did it. Do you get it? So, from today onwards, I want to see someone different from the one I taught earlier. You promise you must make changes that your parents, the society that you live in and the country that you live in will be proud of. Understood? Please do that from now onwards. Okay, fine. Now come to the story. Deep water. When you get the title, when you see the title Deep Water, doesn't it frighten you? If you don't know how to swim, to you I think it is the most frightening word, isn't it? Why? Who is not afraid of deep water? Especially those who have not yet learned to swim. To them, it is a symbol of fear. It's a symbol of what? Fright. If the title of the story is like this, I'm sure is about the most dangerous experience a person underwent or experienced in his life. This is the story of the most difficult, most frightening experience of a man called William Douglas. And the story is about what happened to him when he was a 3-year-old boy. The story tells us the story of the author, William Douglas. When author was a 3-year-old boy, he went to a sea beach with his father. His father, like fathers with other children, what do they do? What do our fathers want us? If they take us to the sea for the first time, what will our fathers do? Can you tell me? They take us either to see the sea, hello, or at least to know how to swim, or to at least look at the what? The look of the sea. See, to a baby, to a little boy or girl, will be an object of happiness. When he comes, the waves coming towards them, it is a sight to never forget, isn't it? So, today, what happened? Douglas's father, 3-year-old Douglas, went to a sea beach with his father. What happened? A big wave, a big means a huge wave, came rushing towards them. And the wave knocked him down. And he almost drowned. Who? Do you know? Little Douglas. He almost drowned. And this was the day of fear. When he came to the sea beach, he never thought that he would have an experience like this. From that day onwards, he saw water as an object of fear. And it started residing in his mind. He began to feel afraid of water. Wherever, from that day, when he saw water as an object of fear, he decided to again think it over. What? He was growing up, and then when he became 10 or 11 years old, it seemed to him as if, oh my God, this is not the kind of life I want. A boy with a fear in his mind, and the fear is what? What? A phobia. This phobia, this fear, understood, of water needed to be removed from his mind. So all he did, or all he decided to do was, he decided to join a swimming club. Understood? A swimming pool. Understood? Why? To learn swimming. Actually, the intention to join a swimming club, understood, or a swimming pool was not to learn how to swim. It was a decision made to defeat the fear that resides in his mind. What is this fear all about? He became afraid of water. And this enemy can be killed with the weapon. What is that weapon called? Knowledge of swimming. His knowledge of swimming can help him defeat the enemy called fear that resides in his mind. Understood? And to do that, what he did? He started practicing from that very day how to swim. So one day what happened, do you know? He came and nobody, understood, was there. What will he do? When he was first to come to the swimming pool, what will he do? As he is just learning how to swim, so will he risk diving into the water? Will he risk? diving or jumping into the water? Because generally those who learn how to swim in a swimming pool, understood, what they generally do is they wait for the trainers to come, instructor to come, understood. After they see their instructors, or they wait for the instructions from their instructor to tell them how to swim, how to move your body, how to move your, how to move your legs, hands, understood, and finally how to breathe in the water, right? These are what they have to learn if they want to swim or if they want to know how to swim. So as he didn't find anybody near the pond, naturally he decided to sit and wait for those who swim with him, who learn to swim with him in the swimming pool. What happened? A 18-year-old boy, and that boy was muscular, very, he had a good muscular body, understood? And that muscular boy, 18-year-old boy, he was actually a very bad boy. What he did was, seeing him sitting, he lifted him. Understood? He lifted him up and threw him into the deep end of the water. Into the deep end of the water pool. Understood? What will happen? And the pool was 9 feet deep. The pool was 9 feet deep. Can you imagine? A little boy, 9 feet deep. And a boy who doesn't know how to swim. After being thrown, he started sinking. When he went down, again and again, he felt, or he was sure of the fact that he would die. And he then thought of his mother before he died. He felt as if it was the last day of his life. But thank God, when he regained his consciousness, he found himself vomiting on one side of the pool. People rescued him. It was by grace of God. God saved him. Then, what happened to him? That boy who threw him into the deep end of the pool apologized, saying, "Oh, I was just making mockery. I was joking." What does it mean? Is it a good joke to crack? Is it a good joke to crack? You are just putting someone who doesn't know how to swim into the deep end of the water. What were you actually trying to do? You were trying to kill. It was an attempt to murder, right or not? Was it a very good thing to do? Throwing him into the pool was acceptable? Was throwing him or throwing little Douglas into the pond a good thing? By anyway, but he didn't mind, and all the people forgave that particular bad boy. After that, what happened? Do you know? With the passage of time, he then again thought. He already went back to his house. Then he thought, "Oh my God, fear is my enemy." Understood? And it is our fear that prevents us from achieving our goal, number one. That what make our life, our fear makes our fear, understood, our fears, different kinds of fears, make our life hell. Suppose you are a student, okay, if you are afraid of doing maths, can you get good marks in maths? If you are afraid of a subject called English, or if you fear English, can you get good marks in English? So, your fear to do those things actually ruin you. So, all you need to do now is that the first thing as a student you should do is to kill your fear. Do maths. Understood? Again and again. Till your fear of math disappears from your life permanently. How can you kill your fear of maths? It is through practice. When you practice, your fear of maths will disappear permanently from your life, because your knowledge of the subject what helped you kill your fear of maths, right or not? So, will you fear to do anything in life? You can be one of the finest person on earth if you master the art of killing your fear. And the residence of the fear is our mind. Free your mind, understood, from fear, and you can be the happiest person. Not happy, I must not say the happiest person, I must say the happy person, as happy as Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda, you will have a Vivek which will be full of Anand. Understood? So, when we free our mind from fear, it becomes the residence of happiness. It becomes the residence of heavenly joy and happiness. So, you have come only once. We will not come to this beautiful world again. Understood? So, why do you let your fear control your life? Isn't it necessary to stop it from controlling our life? Will you let your fear control your life? If fear controls your life, you will not be able to do anything in life. So, to defeat your fear, all you need to do is do those things that frighten you. That is the cause of your worry. Understood? And this is how you can defeat your fear, different sort of fears that prevent us from being a resident of heaven. This beautiful world that actually we make a hell with our bad deeds can become a heaven for you only when you will kill your fear and get over all the problems of life. When you control fear, understood, what will happen? When you will not let fear control you, you will be the happiest person on earth. And you will have a mind as happy as that of Swamiji. You can fill your mind with happiness when you remove the fear that resides in it. Understood? And those who are the happiest person on earth are the people who remove different fears of life, who removed the fears, all the fears, understood? And who doesn't know what is fear. When you remove your fear, then you will not know what is fear. English are called ferocious. Why? English conquered the world. English ruled almost the whole world. Why? Because the English didn't know what is fear. We Indians, if you read our ancient history, even India is one of those countries where, like Rome, you might have read about Atlas, many heroes, understood? India was full of brave heroes who, like Alexander, conquered the whole world. India ruled the whole world in the ancient world. Because Hinduism was practiced almost everywhere in the world. Then what happened? Let's come to the story. That boy hired an instructor, understood? A trainer. And that fellow taught him how to swim. The trainer instructed him or taught him how to move his arms, how to move his body, how to move his legs, how to breathe in the water, and how to learn swim step by step. And finally, after a gap of 3 months, understood? After 3 months of practice, he learned to swim, and that was the day of his happiness. That was the day on which he had a happiness like that of Swami Vivekananda. Was not that day the most happy day of his life? Isn't it? The day on which he killed his enemy. The enemy that controlled his life. What was the name of that enemy? The enemy that controlled his life was, what is the name of his enemy? Fear. His fear of drowning vanished. His fear of sinking into the water vanished. Now, he doesn't know what is fear. So, he can sing a song like when you feel the happiest person on earth, when you feel as if you are the happiest person on earth, what will you do? You will sing like a Hindi song like मिल गई आज मेरे सनम आज मेरी ज़मीं पे नहीं है कदम. Right or not? Because it was a song of freedom. Who was singing? It was a song of freedom that little Douglas, 10, 11 year old Douglas was singing. And what is this? Why was he singing this song? Though actually in reality there was no song which Douglas sang. Actually, I'm just making you feel how happy Douglas was. And the day he defeated fear, understood, was the happiest day of his life. And he can sing a song, right? And what was that song will be? It will be a song of freedom. Freedom from fear. Shouldn't Douglas sing a song of freedom from fear, right? Am I right or not? So, my dear student, all the students, I'm telling you, if you think that you enjoyed my class, understood, and my lecture on the story Deep Water by Douglas, please, and if you like it by mistake, please give me one like and subscribe to my channel Indian English with Dandan. Bye.